and welcome to a Minnesota Banking Minute. I'm Renee Lawler with the Minnesota Bankers Association, and today I'm here with Megan Crawford with the Bankers Healthcare Group. Megan is here to talk about commercial lending and why now is a good time to start lending to medical and professional borrowers. Megan, what type of commercial lending do you recommend?
Hi, Renee. Thank you so much for having me here today virtually. I recommend sourcing small ticket working capital loans. More specifically, loans to healthcare professionals and other high income earning professionals that are looking for anywhere from $75,000 to around $350,000. The reason for that really is, or I should say the benefit is for loan diversification. If a community bank can source the volume, it's a great source of diversification.
Nice. What type of credit profiles do you see in the healthcare and professional space?
As the #1 aggregator of medical and professional loans, we see pretty much everything. We see the great and the not so great. So for the last 20 years, we've actually collected thousands and thousands of lines of data in these industries. And what we've been able to do is actually cherry pick the best credit for each specialty. So whether it's a dentist, a doctor, a CPA, a financial advisor, you name it, we really can look at the individual credit and source the best of the best, so to speak. So our averages right now is an average income is around 200,000. The average years in the industry or the years in their trade is actually 17 years. The average FICO is around a 730, and the average debt service coverage ratio is about a 2.0. Now, those are our averages. Every single day, I see different professionals that are making over 400,000 in income with a 850 FICO, and they're looking for 150,000, and that's just for small ticket, again, business purposes. So to answer your question in terms of what type of credits do we see really, really phenomenal credits in the medical and professional commercial space.
Yeah. Why are these groups so good to lend to?
Great question. We find that they really can survive through tough times. Right now, it's super timely to be talking about a downturn. We are in a pandemic, and we are, of course, getting through it as a country. And we see these medical and high earning professionals are really able to survive the storm. We saw it back in 2008 and 2009, and we see them today doing even better than back then. We did see that our borrowers had heavy concentrations in real estate as well as in the stock market, and we don't see those areas getting hit as hard today. So other than restrictions being able to actually go to work, we see that as soon as those are lifted through the different phases, they are working more days than they previously were, maybe 5 instead of 4, and are able to make that same income and pay off the debt that they have.
Great. And most importantly, how do our community banks find these types of loans?
Great question. So these types of loans are everywhere. Everybody has a doctor, everybody has a dentist, most people have a financial advisor, some people have a stockbroker. If you hurt your foot, there's a podiatrist in town. So community banks can really source these loans themselves. I would say what I find many community banks telling me is that they typically like to underwrite borrowers with collateral, with heavy collateral. And we see in the commercial space, really you don't get a lot of collateral with the type of lending we do. So you have to concentrate on the cash flow, their ability to repay their debt with, how stable is that income? How long have they had that income? What's their experience with paying other debt, student loans, car payments, mortgages, and making those decisions based on the credit and their cash flow. So if community banks are comfortable taking that approach to underwriting, I say source locally. In addition to that, look at aggregators. BHG, again, is a major aggregator of healthcare and professional loans, so we'd be more than happy to share our book of business with community banks.
Thank you for joining us here on a Minnesota Banking Minute.
Thank you so much, Renee. I really appreciate it.